When immigrants are detained on suspicion of having entered a country illegally, their children often become innocent victims. The Children's Commissioner for England, Sir Al Ainsley-Green, has called for an end to the detention of children when suspected illegal immigrants are locked up. Britain's Yarlswood Immigration Removal Centre, as it's called, holds hundreds of families each year while their immigration status is decided, including about 2,000 children. One 15-year-old girl whose family came to the UK from Turkey and who spent 3 months in Yarlswood explained what happened to her.
In 2007, August the 27th, the immigration came to our house. One of my best friends was sleeping in my house and they took her away without me even saying bye to them, and then they put us in a van. They took us to Yarlswood. It was like a prison. The windows only opened 4 inches, and to get to the main ward, there was 20 doors locked on you. And there was just a little park. You could only see the sky because there was really big walls around it. I got in depression a lot when I was in there. I was thinking, why would I deserve this when every other child is outside there doing something different every day, and I do the same thing every day.
Well, Justice Secretary in the UK, Jack Straw, defends the way children are dealt with.
We don't accept what the Children's Commissioner has to say there. Of course, we take account of his concerns, but holding children in asylum centres is very difficult. We only do it as a last resort, but the public have got to be realistic about this. Sometimes the parents come in circumstances where their claims are completely unfounded. Many times we're faced with older children, well, claiming to be older children, but in fact they're adults, and there's a real issue there about identifying their proper age. And this country comes under criticism mainly for being too humane towards asylum seekers, not the other way around.
Well, Philip Amaral is from the Jesuit Refugee Service in Brussels and joins us now. Is there an alternative to locking up the children if the parents are suspected of being illegal immigrants?
Most definitely. First, I should say that JRS is extremely distressed that some of the children, according to today's report, have stayed for more than a month in detention, and at least one for 100 days. And the reality is that it does not have to be this way. There are reliable alternatives that have been implemented throughout Europe that have accounted for the best interests of the families and the best interests of the child.
How do other countries handle this then?
For example, in Sweden, they make use of a coaching system, and in some cases, they allow families with children to stay in open centers while the father stays in a more closed, detained facility. And in Belgium, for example, last October, there was a new law that allowed families with children to stay in open family units who have the assistance of coaches to help their situation and help them access benefits.
Isn't it the parents who are to blame? They know what they're doing. OK, they may feel they've got a reason because they want a better life, but they know it's illegal. Bringing their children with them, or indeed having children while they're here under an illegal status, that is their mistake, isn't it?
Well, the fact is that for the very large majority of families with children, they come to Europe seeking protection, and they must receive the benefit of all the human rights that, as a member state of the European Union, the UK should afford. And we're talking about families with children here, and the UK, as a signatory to the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child, has to abide by the best interests of the child.
What does it do to children to be locked up, would you say?
It has quite a horrible effect on children. For example, in 2005, the HM Inspectorate of Prisons in the UK concluded that detention of children severely damaged their ability to be educated. Also, a delegation visit from the European Parliament in 2007 showed that there was a very degressive impact on the well-being of children, on their ability to speak in language, and the cause of severe depression in children, especially even in parents.
And so, do you think you have enough influence to change things? Because, as you know, illegal immigrants are unpopular. At least they're a political issue that can be turned into one that wins votes.
Well, and I'll refrain on this point again. Here we're talking about children, we're talking about families, and the UK, as a modern civilized state and as a member of the European Union, has responsibilities to protect the fundamental human rights of children and families that are in their custody. And with the existence of reliable alternatives to detention, as shown in the other member states, there is no reason for the UK to continue dragging its feet on this issue.
Philip Amaral, thank you, from the Jesuit Refugee Service in Brussels. World, have your say at bbc.com to comment on what you think should be done with the children of those who arrive illegally in a country.